Hello, everybody, all at once. This is Theo Cedar Jones on June 12th, 2018, and I want to make an address to all the rock bands and rock musicians of the world. And I want to ask you all some questions, you rock bands and rock musicians of the world. Maybe a set of questions that nobody's ever asked you before. So, to start, dear rock bands and rock musicians, are you able to get enough gigs? Are you able to get enough gigs? Question number one. Question number two. Are you able to get enough fans? So, are you able to get enough gigs? And are you able to get enough fans? Question number three. Are you able to earn enough money to sustain your band or your music? So, are you getting enough gigs? Are you getting enough fans? And are you making enough money? Next question. Do you feel fairly compensated for the internet sales and radio play of your music? Question. Are you secure in the belief that the marketplace and the music industry and the social media giants have your interests as an artist at heart? Do these major powers have your interests as an artist and as a musician, as a rock band at heart? Question. Are you happy with the quality of music that is being generated in the marketplace in recent years? Are you generally happy with the quality of music that's been generated recently? Question. Are you getting enough help for the business side of your music business? So those are the questions. If you answered no to any of these questions, then I want you to hang around for a proposal that I have for you and us. But before I make that proposal, I want to paint a picture of the music industry as I see it, in order to consider some possible solutions. In other videos and essays I've made, I've talked at length about what I think is wrong with rock and roll, and I just want to summarize it at this point and not try to make that entire argument here by saying that every major indicator of rock and roll is in decline. Whether it's the quality of the music or whether it's the opportunities for bands to make a living sustainably through their music. I will say a little bit more about this, that music is systematically being starved in the public school systems, which refuse to teach rock and roll, in the local club scene, which divorces itself from underage audiences by having 21 and over alcohol drinking regimes, and by shooting itself in the foot by having drinking till 2 a.m., but the BART closes at midnight. This is just the case in the Bay Area, where city planning is at odds with sustainable arts and culture at the local level. And then there's the assassination, in many cases, of our greatest rock stars, who are the victims of blood sacrifice by the Illuminati-controlled music industry. Or those rock stars that aren't killed are often co-opted, manipulated, in a sense enslaved, to repeat and represent a negative message to the people. So whether you're trying to make it at the grassroots level in rock, or if you do make it in rock, the whole thing is stacked against the artist. Rock has been systematically corrupted and degraded and destroyed by the cabal, the Illuminati, if you like. And this represents a terrible foe to have to go up against. All free people throughout the eons have fought this same cabal. And now I feel it is time, it is long past time, to call all the rock bands and all the rock musicians around the world together in the spirit of prior unity to join and create the Global Union of Rock Musicians, the GURM, or the GURM. So I'm calling you, every single rock band in the world, every last rock musician, to band together in a free and equal cooperative union of rock musicians and rock bands worldwide. And we'll use the internet, the webinar, GoToMeeting for the time being, to meet together on a regular, at least monthly basis, to gradually create the infrastructure of this institution that will defend the rights of all of us, and finally put an end to the casual and seemingly inevitable rape, murder, exploitation, and theft from rock bands and rock musicians who join in the music industry and find themselves in a satanically controlled, pedophile-controlled, evil industry. And so it is up to us, the artists, the musicians, the songwriters, the performers, to be the vanguard of cooperative community at a grassroots local level and at the global level, because rock and roll is the universal cultural language of the planet. It naturally embraces all cities, all localities, all people, everywhere. So it is natural and right that rock and roll be the cutting edge, the front and leading edge of the new cooperative, horizontal, if you like, organization of humanity, and the dissemination of the principle of prior unity, as stated in the book Not Two is Peace. This is a natural marriage of the principles of prior unity with a cooperative union of rock musicians. And through this union, because there is strength in a union, we will shed and defend ourselves from all of this onslaught of exploitation and rape and murder and abuse and assassination and manipulation and mind control and enslavement of artists and musicians that has been going on for decades. And we will create a new free atmosphere and a truly free market for rock and rock musicians to thrive in through a network of all ages cooperatively owned nonprofit clubs, record labels, and radio stations in every city of the world. Not controlled by the cabal, not sellable or sell-outable to social media giants or any other deep-pocketed interest. We're talking about a global union that belongs to the people, and the power of which is based on the consent and the agreements of the people, the rock bands and the rock musicians. Join the GURM.